Hello, my name is Aaron Salisbury, and I am representing Team Kantaru, also known as Team CPT. This is the Week 3 video where I'm going to go over what my team has done throughout the week. As you can see, the first thing of note is the clear score button. This allows all scores to be cleared out. Second is that you must play the tutorial first. You cannot select any of the other levels. You can skip this mission to get an instant score of an F that allows you to play the others, but we're going to clear that. Alright, first thing to note is the layout of the tutorial text. It is now on the top of the screen in a bright green color with a black background. This makes it very easy to see and does not overlap with a lot of stuff. Second is the arrow that points to the next area. It is the little white area. As you can see, it tells me to go into that left area. Next is the default gun is now less effective. It fires a lot slower, as it's not that great. It also does less damage, however, you can't see that on the tutorial target. Second thing is the laser does not go through walls anymore, which is effective, quite effective. So as we kill this enemy, as you can see, the door opens and you now are presented with the collecting a resource. This has been moved to before the base to help a better flow of the tutorial. So if I go inside, you can also see that the tutorial doors close behind me. This cuts off my ability to freely explore and get lost in the tutorial. So if I grab this, the tutorial door opens and I go in here and am directed to the base. Now as I open up the buy menu, you can see there's a new cursor here, and we click unlock and we click use. The cursor changes and I click deploy, and then I can reload to continue. Now, previously, if the ammo box was to despawn, then the player would be stuck until it came off cooldown and they deployed a new one. Now, however, if the ammo box does despawn, the tutorial will continue as if nothing happened. See? Alright, the next thing is that when in the buy menu, you can see there is no more Windows cursor, it just has the new default one. And as we continue further, a new change is about to occur. This is the alternate fire, which is normally done with the middle mouse button. However, players can also use control. This is for people who do not have a middle mouse button. Next up is when you're using an unlocked weapon, the GUI on the bottom left corner has been changed to better reflect what weapon is actually selected. So as we continue over here and do all the needed requirements, the next thing you'll notice is the railgun fires much faster. This was done due to player feedback saying that it was a little too slow and not very fun to use. There isn't much more changes except this ammo box here now also has that same condition of it despawning, will allow you to continue. And we'll see that in just a second. Okay, see, and it lets us continue. Now we upgrade here and try to deploy and then cancel it, and we're allowed to continue. We can now leave the tutorial early, like before. However, this arrow really indicates that we should continue the tutorial into the more advanced mechanics. Next up is the turrets. They now do a massive amount of damage to the player. Previously, they were so pathetically low in damage that the player could just ignore being shot. Next up is a fix that previously players could drop the turret out here and cause them to get stuck in that hallway. Now players cannot drop the turret until they are prompted to. And the next fix is coming in just a few seconds. As we go into this teleporter, we'll go in here, and we are prompted with information regarding the base, and we'll see an enemy is approaching our base in the top corner. When that enemy damages the base, the door will open up, telling us to attack the enemy. The enemy now has a bright E above its head, and is a bright purple color to easily indicate that's the enemy. Also, there is an arrow pointing directly at the enemy. Now, once that is killed, the player is now prompted with the entire buy menu options, allowing them to use any of the abilities with the 500 resources they were provided to get anything that they feel like they would want. From ammo boxes, weakness zones, base restore, spike traps, passive abilities, everything the player could want. And they're able to do this in a completely risk-free environment since they cannot die here and the base cannot die either. This allows them the freedom to experiment and learn all the abilities. Now the player is going to do a practice wave where they will defend against 10 enemies that will come after the base. Oh, 5 enemies, sorry. Once that is done, players can stay here and continue to practice, or they can just leave the tutorial through the teleporter. A new change is also that the result screen has been updated to better reflect the other GUI elements. Now, if we also the next thing to note is the fact that the levels 2 and 4 have actually been removed. These were the mid-level and the fortress level. They were removed due to player feedback saying that they were not very fun to play through. Next thing is in this level, you'll notice that if the player instantly dies, that they will be killed, and on the go to results screen there will be a score failure multiplier. This will give them 20% of the score that they earned, allowing them to still get a score even if they fail the level. As we go back here, you can see the score has been displayed. So let's accept the mission again. Next thing to go over is turret buffers. As you can see over here, if the player grabs this turret buffer and brings it back to base, there is now an element that looks like blue little sparks coming off that shows that a turret has been upgraded by the turret buffer. Okay, now it's time to face off against the boss. See, he's up here, he looks unique, and he shoots at the player. At a distance and at close, he will attack with melee. I'm not getting damage currently because I have a cheat code activated. So after a while, you see he will pop a force field soon. You can see that, and now all the bombs will actually concentrate on top of the player. Eventually this force shield will break, however, due to the level time, I will win the level before that happens. Alright, after that, that is everything to view in our game. There are still levels that I haven't showcased, such as level 1, level 2, and the bonus. I hope you've enjoyed, and thank you for watching.